All right. I believe we are live now, and good morning, everybody. Welcome back from summer holiday. If you just get back or you have already been working for a couple of weeks, we hope you had a good summer holiday and catching the very last bit of summer. Today we are back with Ask Me Anything About CV with our career coach, Virpi. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, and hi.
Yes, so this is our first little session for the taste after the holiday, and we will have more to come. Welcome, everybody, and feel free to leave your question, anything about CV, in the comments, and we will take the question during the session. And if you ask a question, you might have a chance to win a personal career coaching session with Virpi, and you can bring your CV for her to review, so you'll have a better CV after the session. So, well, I believe most of the people know who we are, but if it's the first time you enter, you come to our event. My name is Vicky. I'm head of program and community at the Shortcut. And what we do is that we help people to find meaningful career here in Finland, either by landing a job or starting their own business. We have different kind of events, and since Corona started, all our online events are recorded. You can find it on our YouTube and also some of them on Facebook. So Virpi, if you can quickly introduce yourself, and then we will get cracking.
Yeah, so my name is Virpi Happonen. I've started working at the Shortcut this April this year. And my past career was in recruitment, talent acquisition, sales, business development, operations, business partnering. So I've kind of been at the other side of the desk, recruiting people. And that's where I kind of try to get the guidance and experience. So having seen thousands of applications and evaluating them, so I try to bring all the knowledge from that side into career coaching side.
Great. So we have ex-recruiter here. So if you have any questions about the job application, CV, so just shoot it at us. So let's get cracking with the first question. And we have gotten it from our community member. And it's like really cool question to start. Like, what is CV nowadays, and what is the purpose of CV? Because nowadays many of the job application has these different formats that you either submit online form or different kind of online survey or system on their own page. So you don't even like manage to send your own CV. So what is it, and what is the purpose?
Yeah, so I think that this question came like from the background that if we're living in a such an online world that all the applications are asked in online format, and is there even a possibility to leave an attachment? So why have a CV was like the one question behind this, and then comes like the continuing questions back, like what is the purpose of it? So the purpose is to show your talent. So I think that the original question was about this one, but really to ask it back is like the purpose is to show your talent, how you can demonstrate it. It doesn't have to be necessarily a CV. So it depends on what industry you are applying for. How is the recruitment system of that company? Is it are they just asking like pre-screening questions and ready-made form to fill in, or are they asking you to attach a CV? So it would be always like going with the guidance that company is asking, respecting their way of doing, of course. But then, like if your talent shows in different ways. So if you are artist and you can show an amazing portfolio, then maybe you don't need the CV at all. So it depends on what industry and what roles you're applying for, and if you're able to add a link of an online CV or LinkedIn profile, then maybe CV is not even needed in that case. So yeah.
But would you say, like, in general, it's still good to have like at least one basic one to be ready
So
to send?
yeah. So if CV is basically a summary of what you know how to do and the skills and a good summary of your experience, no matter how it is done. So whether it's online or whether it's in LinkedIn or in various ways, the contents is what matters there. So however you're able to present that contents and what you know how to do, then that's the key, rather than having a fancy decorated CV. But if you're an artist or if you're a designer or work in that industry where creativity is more valued, then that's a demonstration. Again, you can use your CV as a work sample.
All right, and well, welcome. Good morning. We are getting questions here. So there are different kind of CVs. So the traditional one, often people use the timeline, like when I have done what, and then there is now this different type of CV that's skill based or not really experience based. Do you think it is better, or what's your opinion on this?
I'd recommend to add both. So highlighting your skills and strengths, and then also mentioning like where you have gotten that skills and what knowledge have you been receiving. So my answer here would be a combination. So I would be interested to see like, okay, what does this person know how to do, and a little bit also like what scale, what background, or where these skills have been kind of learned. But it's not, well, every recruiter of course is their own person, and there might be different answers if you ask from another recruiter, but at least my experience is that you're also looking at the attitude and the like motivation, the effort behind. So is there other ways that the company list, if you're able to prove like another ways that you have been learning those skills by yourself, also that shows very, very good attitude and proactivity as well. So traditional list of companies, good if you have that. If you don't have, then add more voluntary experience and show the motivation and attitude behind your CV.
Yeah, and then actually you mentioned the recruiters has, like, usually it's a very quick scan. I think there was this research, all kinds of different research, but it's only a few seconds that a recruiter decide if they will continue reading the CV and all the other applications. So what do you think is the first thing that recruiters see when they see the CV? Like, what's the, I don't know, like few key things that you quick scan and you decide that, okay, I like nah, or I'm gonna continue reading this?
Yeah, that's like there's even one few steps before that. So usually, well, depending on the company's systems, but typically there's probably some automation or pre-screening happening already, even when the recruiter gets their hands into looking at your application. So it might be that if there has been 100 applications, then for example, in LinkedIn, there are pre-screening questions that filter out people before based on the answers, or the AI picks the top 50 candidates automatically. So the recruiter doesn't even open like all of them if they start from the 50 and there's enough good candidates already. So that's kind of the reality how it is, that if there is limited amount of time, so how recruiters are using the automation to filter. So it's really important to have a good match and apply for those jobs where you're going to be kind of among the top candidates, because then you have the possibilities to be there. But yeah, back to the question. So what the recruiters then eventually see when they do get the applications is the quick scan first, like does this person meet what we're looking for? Is there potential? There's kind of this between the lines feeling also that is there activities or something extra that is showing that the person is very motivated and does a good work and is looking for or is very eager to get working in our company. So recommendations or performance achievements. What else could be like voluntary tasks or taking responsibility, seeing a positive career progress, and also like it tells about positive adaptability if there are career moves that have been horizontal or from different industry to another, or also from different roles to another. So it tells that the person is able to adapt and is able to take any role that you kind of throw in and will be making great effort to handle that. So
Okay,
those are the things.
That's interesting because I thought that if you're applying for one role, and it's better to show that I have done like lots of similar stuff like in the same position, but actually having different like position or like different roles in experience would actually be something that the recruiter thinks that it's good, means this person can
It
adapt.
depends, everything case by case, and like depending on the role. Of course, if you have a strong experience from a similar role that you're already applying to, you're probably going to be one of the strongest candidates. But then if you can bring also business mindset, like from the other departments, or how things work, like in different cross-functional thinking, and that shows that you're able to think like kind of outside your own box and think about the whole business, how you can make that grow, and that's very valuable also.
All right, and we have another question from audience. So is there anything people often include in their CV but actually undermine their application, for example?
So meaning that it is often in the CVs but it's undermined.
I presume, Samuel, if you're still there, you can leave another comment to clarify.
Maybe how to take this. I think that I need some clarification. So do you mean like that what is inside the CV but is not appreciated or like valued? I'll try to take it from there. Okay, so let's say, for example, if hobbies are mentioned there, so people sometimes ask like, should I mention my hobbies or something, and why not? So if that has given you experience that might be, again, like industry specific things or something, then sure. So that's
okay. So we got some. So like it's a common feature, but it's actually bad thing to
bad
put.
thing. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So like things people always put like hobby or something, but as a recruiter, it's actually a no.
Well, I think nowadays the age and these kind of things are not relevant, so not needed in birth dates, for example. No need to put that in Finland. And anyway, like diverse recruitment, so those might be taken out anyway. Pictures or your nationality or name, or those might be even taken out to avoid bias in the recruitment, so to encourage diversity. So that could be one example of that.
And so actually going back to hobby, I have seen many people putting hobby, and so it is, as a recruiter, do you think it's okay? Like, is it relevant?
It can be also like thought strategically. So is that hobby something that can help you get the job? So if your hobby is blog posting or blogging or doing guitars or something, and you're applying for music startup or applying for a marketing position, so of course then those hobbies are great experience, and it shows your passion, and you can even demonstrate maybe something about your skills there. So putting links and showing pictures of your hobbies that are related to that job that you're applying. But always it's like, is it relevant? And yeah.
Yeah, okay, that kind of makes sense. If I'm applying for marketing or music related, then if my hobby is to play piano, then probably I would like to put it
Yeah.
there to show that, well, my passion is aligned with what the company is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's about the whole personality and everything. So I think that the conversation around CV kind of sometimes goes too much like, okay, should I put this or that, or how to make it fancy? But it's all about the contents and like how you demonstrate that you are learning, eager to develop yourself, you're ready to jump into new things, you're actively and proactively developing yourself even if you don't have a job yet. There is so that's kind of the things that are mattering more than whether the format or certain small things are okay.
Okay, yeah. So like actually stepping back, seeing the whole kind of big picture to show you as a person and all the motivation and attitude rather than the small features in the CV. So we are around halfway. If you just joined us, this is Ask Me Anything About CV. You can leave your questions in the comment and we will take your questions during the session, and you might also win a personal career coaching session. And we have more questions from the audience. So if I don't have a paid work experience, how can I convince the recruiter that I might still be a good person for the position? So maybe these apply to many young students who just graduated, or it's like you're applying for your first job.
Yeah. Many ways to do this. So you can then highlight more like, for example, the group works, the projects, the study experience. What have you been doing there? Taking actively responsibility in any occasions where it's possible, and looking for those opportunities also. So kind of going after actively ways how you can demonstrate yourself and skills. Doing voluntary experience or jobs, or the thesis work, explaining more about what you're doing there. Any activities in the student organizations, any local groups where you can become a project manager or coordinator to take care of organizing something, if that's the direction what might help you get a job. So these kind of general skills that are like about collaboration, organizing, coordinating, or kind of taking responsibility proactively are signals that, okay, there is a lot of potential and a lot of will to do more, and readiness to jump into a work, and those are like good stuff for getting that next job.
Yeah, right. And I think, I don't know, at least for myself, when I was younger, when I didn't have that much experience, basically I list all the experience that I had, even from student, or, just as a waitress, or like not even many, maybe relevant. But then when my career started growing, and later on when I'm applying for jobs, I have more kind of to choose and pick from, that I can take only the experience that I think is relevant to this job, that then maybe can like leave out the ones that I think is not. So maybe like from the beginning can try to include as much as possible when there is not so much work experience.
Yeah, and also you can have various versions of the CV. So that always that might also be like something that recruiters look at, that if there's gaps, that so but if you just highlight there that this is the relevant part of the work experience, and you can see more details, for example, in LinkedIn or somewhere else, that you have then a longer list of all the details, then it might make sense like that way. And I forgot to mention the training and the learning. So self-learning, like so many ways to show that you are developing yourself and learning all the time. So besides like bigger learning programs or more education or Finnish language courses, or just going to LinkedIn and looking like skill tests from there, several online courses. So multiple ways to kind of show that you're not staying still, that you're eager to get more, and that will be the key to get the next job.
All right, and we have more questions. So is there a question about addressing a gap in your CV, maybe with unemployment? And do you think there are any bias? Is any bias is changing because of COVID?
Yeah, that's a really good question also. So nowadays there are so many people unemployed, and it shouldn't be anymore like a thing that people are ashamed of. It's like, this is how it is now. It's not about like you necessarily, it's about the market situation, the competition, the everything. So yeah, if you are able to, for example, say in the CV that you have been, while you were having that gap, you can still put there like between this and that date I was doing these courses, I was doing participating into these things. So that's again like, okay, you didn't have a job at that time, but you've been doing plenty of other things, and going forward.
Yeah, that's
but
really.
I hope that, but
Yeah.
I hope that and I think that the bias about the unemployment is definitely like, it's crazy situation that the whole world is in. So
Yes.
so talented people are unemployed also, like.
Yeah, I think the whole situation is really different now because of the situation, and it's also because of that many things are digitalized, and there's more and more online learning programs and tools that you can choose, and also many companies or providers are providing free trainings, like, and some of them even have certificates. So that might be actually a good time now to take some online learning, since many places are still in lockdown, and get some certificate, and it's many of them are even cheaper or free now. So that's
Yeah.
something that can in the future then put into the CV to show that, well, during this time I'm actually still really active.
Yeah.
All right, and this is another one. So basically it's kind of to the do's and don'ts, like the absolutely no, and what's the common mistake, and what do you think something that must be there?
Well, typo, avoiding typo, so using some Grammarly check or something would be, it's surprising how often those happen. Well, I don't think it's like depends on recruitment and position also. So if you're applying for a communications position, for example, or content creation, it has to be perfect. I mean, that's what you're demonstrating there, that you have good writing skills. So of course they're like absolute must to have everything. If it's for more creative, well, might be a bit more relaxed approach to this. But yeah, don't let those typos get on your way. And yeah, that's an easy fix. So have always like somebody else look at your CV, even if it's your friend, and use some typo grammar checks before sending. And also always saving as PDF if it's an attachment that you're sending.
Yeah, also surprisingly, how many people send it as just like Word or something that's editable?
Yeah, what happens, or the problem with that, is that if you're using a PC and the other one is using a Mac, or vice versa, or Google Docs or Office packages, the designs might get completely messed up. So then, to avoid that, it's safer to use a PDF. So the recipient is going to receive it the way that you see it also.
And then now this is that we talk about is the basic, like the very, very basic, the typos and then kind of the normal form. What are the kind of wow factor that you can add on top? Like, now I have all the basic thing checked. What can I do to put the cherry on top?
it kind of almost goes to the must-haves already, but having portfolios and demonstrations of what you have, what you can do, your LinkedIn profile. So if we're talking about like CV as a resume separately, and then having connection with LinkedIn and using those together. If you don't need the CV to the application, then making sure that in LinkedIn you're presenting well, featuring the any ways that can kind of show people what you have been doing and can showcase your talent. But yeah, links to portfolios and recommendations. So if you have been receiving recommendations through LinkedIn already, then you can highlight those in the CV also. So kind of think that you make as easy for the reader to spot all the relevant things as possible. So avoid kind of this kind of similar approach than for sales and marketing. So avoid clicks, avoid, like, make it as easy as possible for the reader to see the best of you.
Okay, so that's something like the user experience there as well when you have more steps, not just reading.
That is good, easy to read, and
yeah. All right, so I think we're approaching the end, and we will take, I think this will be the last question from our old friend Rob. So we have talked about for young job seekers, if I don't have enough work experience, how do I do it? But then how about as an older job seeker, and you have like a bunch behind, so how much value is there?
Of course, there's a huge amount of value. So all the experience that these people can bring, I think what I would like to or what I appreciate then is like between the work experience, that there would be some kind of demonstration that the person is still kind of continuing to be interested on the new trends and technologies and ways of working, and is kind of updating the learning and self-development all the time. So if you're an older job seeker, so kind of staying curious about what's going on and where and how people are, new tools or new technologies or methods or trends. So combining that with the work experience from the past is super valuable.
Yeah, sounds like I know how it works, and then I'm still like being up to date, so have both of it to show that like it's like very well rounded. So do put both, and importantly to show that you're still very up to date and still active and learning. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so we have 2 minutes left, and that will be the end of our session. Thank you very much for joining us online. This will be recorded on our YouTube and Facebook, so feel free to share it to your friend if they couldn't get up this morning and they missed the session. And thanks very much, Virpi, for joining us today and answering all the questions. We will host this again in the future, so stay tuned. And next Thursday, we will have another event. It's our online breakfast. Also, we will be talking about CV. So in these 2 weeks, you will have an intensive course from us, and you will be ready with great CV. And at the end, we are going to announce the lucky winner of the career coaching session with CV review. So, great. Dear Samuel has asked 2 questions. So congratulations, we will be in contact with you. And we have the second winner, which is Rob. Great. So Rob, we will also be in contact with you, and you will get a personal coaching session with CV review. So check out your personal message inbox. You will hear from us very soon. And we wish everybody a very lovely day and rest of the week. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.